Fan-recorded videos from the Indiana Fever's fiercely contested preseason showdown with the New York Liberty spread rapidly across social media, after revealing moments that television cameras barely showed. At the center of the discussion was Sophie Cunningham, whose relentless physical play quickly became one of the biggest talking points among basketball fans. During the highly anticipated matchup at Barclays Center, several of the game's toughest defensive sequences received little attention on the live broadcast. Only after fans shared their own footage did viewers fully realize just how physical the contest had been, igniting widespread debate across the WNBA community. Cunningham wasn't drawing attention because of her shooting performance. Instead, she made her presence felt by treating the floor like protected territory, setting powerful screens, creating space, and doing everything possible to free Caitlin Clark from relentless defensive pressure. Even Breanna Stewart, one of New York's biggest stars, experienced firsthand why the Fever are rapidly earning a reputation as one of the league's toughest teams. Today we'll examine the viral clips involving Stewart's controversial off-ball contact, Cunningham's determined effort to protect Clark, the Liberty's defensive strategy, Cunningham's growing value to Indiana, and the viral celebration that highlighted the Fever's improving chemistry. It all begins with the play that first sparked Cunningham's viral moment.
Let me kill this sound because it got copyright music. You guys see that? Did y'all? And now she throwing up her hands. She's throwing up her hands like she ain't just damn me. Boom. Lead forward and assault Sophie Cunningham, bro. Dirty fucking play there. That was a dirty play. Now, it looked like the referee actually might caught this. It says,
before Sophie Cunningham became the focus because of her aggressive screens and physical style, she was actually the player who absorbed one of the hardest collisions of the game from former MVP Breanna Stewart. In the original fan footage, Cunningham is moving around the perimeter when Stewart steps directly into her path. Rather than appearing to set a routine legal screen, Stewart seems to lean forward while extending her upper body and driving a strong elbow toward Cunningham's chest. Immediately after the contact, Stewart raises both hands and turns toward the officials as if the collision had simply been incidental. That sequence quickly became one of the most discussed moments from the entire game, with fans continuing to debate whether the contact crossed the line or was simply part of an intensely physical basketball matchup.
so this is a slow motion version of it. So as you guys can see here, just look at this. Boom, bro. Boom. Just completely look at Breanna Stewart's face. And this is who we got in charge of negotiating the CBAs. Look at this. Like, how do something like this happens always?
Watching the replay in slow motion makes it much easier to understand why this sequence created so much debate. Stewart continues moving beyond the three-point line while leaning forward into the contact, and her arm extends farther from her body, making the collision appear even more forceful. Some viewers believe the play crossed the line and was unnecessarily aggressive, while others argue it was simply part of the physical style that often comes with high-level competition. After taking the hit from the taller Stewart, Sophie Cunningham never complained to the officials or attempted to exaggerate the contact. She stayed balanced, remained composed, and immediately focused on the next possession. It was clear she understood exactly what New York was trying to accomplish. Knowing it would be difficult to slow Indiana's fast-paced offense, the Liberty responded by increasing the physical pressure, with much of that attention directed toward Caitlin Clark.
About right here. So this was Sophie here. But watch how this girl is hacking Caitlin Clark. Watch this. Caitlin Clark is getting hacked. Watch. Watch. Look at her. Hacking Caitlin Clark all over. Now watch Sophie. Boom. Now, when Sophie did...
A closer look at New York's defensive strategy shows how relentlessly the Liberty pressured Caitlin Clark around the perimeter. Defenders stayed attached to her, used constant hand-checking, and delivered repeated physical contact whenever she tried to organize Indiana's offense. The Liberty appeared confident that officials would allow a highly physical game, forcing Clark to battle through pressure on nearly every possession. That's when Sophie Cunningham answered with toughness of her own. Throughout the matchup, she displayed the physical edge that has become one of her trademarks in the WNBA. Time after time, she set powerful screens that created valuable space for Clark, moving defenders aside with determination and strength rarely seen in today's game. Her willingness to match New York's intensity quickly became one of the defining storylines of the contest.
Sophie didn't look like she leaned into her, bro. Let me see. Nope. I don't think she did. I don't think. Oh, and old girl flopped. Look at this damn flop. She threw her arms up and everything. Now, if we go back and look at what happened to Sophie, like people want to say Sophie did the same thing.
One sequence from the game quickly became the biggest talking point across social media. As Caitlin Clark attacked the basket, a Liberty defender closed in from her blind side. At that exact moment, Sophie Cunningham sprinted across from the weak side and delivered a powerful screen that reminded many fans of the old-school NBA enforcers. She did far more than create a driving lane. She completely controlled the space around Clark, placing herself directly between her teammate and the approaching defender with remarkable toughness. The reaction from the Liberty player immediately caught everyone's attention. After Cunningham appeared to set a clean and legal screen, the defender threw both arms into the air before falling backward to the floor, seemingly hoping to draw a foul from the officials.
Look at Sophie. Sophie ain't flopped. She immediately, Breanna Stewart, a big gal. Look, she ain't throw her hands up. See, there's a big difference. Watch this one here. Look, she flopped. That was a half second.
Comparing that reaction with the earlier collision involving Breanna Stewart only fueled the discussion online. Cunningham absorbed Stewart's hard elbow without saying a word, while the Liberty defender dramatically hit the floor after what many believed was a legal screen. For many fans, the contrast highlighted the difference between embracing physical basketball and trying to influence the officials. As the clip spread across social media, countless viewers began calling Cunningham Caitlin Clark's personal bodyguard. Stewart also remained part of the conversation because of the earlier collision that helped spark the debate. Many believe teams around the league now recognize just how physically committed the Indiana Fever have become. Last season, Clark regularly faced some of the toughest defensive treatment in the WNBA, absorbing hard hits, constant bumps, and relentless pressure almost every night. According to the video's narrative, that physical punishment contributed to injuries that ended her rookie season after just 13 games. Cunningham, who recently returned after spending 9 months recovering from a torn MCL, embraced the responsibility of protecting one of the league's biggest stars. Indiana rewarded her commitment with a 1-year contract worth $665,000, and during this game she showed she had returned at full strength. Cunningham finished 5-for-8 from the field, scored 13 points, and posted a +8 rating. Her physical style will always generate debate, especially because her hard screens often push the limits of what officials allow, but many believe her presence completely changes the way opponents defend Caitlin Clark. Knowing Cunningham is ready to answer physical play on the very next possession makes defenders think twice before continuing that approach. Following the victory, Sophie Cunningham added another memorable moment by posting a TikTok video that quickly attracted widespread attention. Standing inside her New York hotel room, she lip-synced to Here for the Party by Gretchen Wilson, proudly showed off her recovered knee, and encouraged fans to celebrate in the comments. The video perfectly reflected the personality she brings both on and off the court. She competes with passion, enjoys every victory, and brings an energy that has made her one of the WNBA's most recognizable personalities. From Indiana's perspective, signing Cunningham to a 1-year contract could prove to be one of the franchise's smartest decisions. Her value extends far beyond statistics, providing leadership, toughness, and a competitive edge that strengthens the entire roster. If she continues performing at this level, teams such as the Phoenix Mercury or the Las Vegas Aces could eventually pursue her in free agency. Losing a player with her defensive presence, locker room leadership, and fearless mentality would be a significant blow for the Fever. For that reason, many believe Indiana should seriously consider offering her a long-term extension before another franchise makes its move. One thing is becoming increasingly clear. Every opponent on the Fever's schedule will have to deal with Cunningham's physical presence this season. She has returned with confidence, and Caitlin Clark now has even stronger support on the court than ever before. If you enjoyed this in-depth breakdown, be sure to subscribe, share your favorite Sophie Cunningham moment in the comments, And turn on notifications so you never miss our next WNBA analysis.